each day. Where there's a will, there's a way.
That worked pretty well. Hey everyone, welcome to the new and improved daily reflection. I already tell you I'm going to be probably turning this high definition off. I think it's affecting my video. I don't know if you guys see it or not. Let me know. If doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. No, we're going to stay sober. Heal. So good morning, everyone. If you are here, please say hello. Let me know that you stopped by. Whether it's during the live or the rewatch, I will be here. So yay, good stuff. I had fun playing that, but nobody got to see it. Maybe I'll replay it. The only thing I didn't like is it didn't fill up the screen, so I'll have to work on that. But other than that, thank you everybody for contributing, being a part of it, letting us be a part of your sobriety and celebrate that. We need to celebrate our recovery. We need to take ownership of our recovery. I'm still waking up, guys, so that's maybe I shouldn't do high definition because I don't look like I'm awake either. So, live and let live, right? I think what's so cool about even our smallest sayings is they have a lot to say, right? Just checking on everybody here. All right. So our sayings have a lot to say. In this case, live and let live, right? So when we think of live and let live, what do we think of? Well, we probably think of other people, right? Right? Letting other people live their lives the way that they want to live them. Right? Is their life really my business? Is taking their inventory and figuring out what's wrong with that person and what they should do in order to fix it really your business? Did they ask you for advice? Those sorts of things, right? Even if you don't open your mouth, and you're doing things inside of your head, the itty bitty shitty committee, right? And it starts making things up. And then we manufacture problems. I'll give you a great example. The other day I was talking to my niece. She's like, yeah, my dad's kind of mad. I kept telling him bring it up at the house meeting. And I said, well, what is it about? And she said, well, I can't say. And I said, well, then don't do that to people. Then let your dad bring it up. Now I'm wondering what it is. Now, I didn't spend my day doing that. But don't set people up like that. It's not nice to do. Think about what you're doing, even when you're trying to help. Now, what are our motives? What are our intentions? So let's get to the reflection. The slogan "Live and let live" can be extremely helpful when we're having trouble tolerating other people's behavior. What about our own? Do you utilize it? Do you use this to tolerate your own behavior? Aren't there days when you're just sick of yourself? I go through it. Dion, would you just... I remember going through it. I don't go through it as much anymore, but the Dion, just shut up, dude. Quit making stuff up and making my life miserable when it doesn't need to be. Now, I'm bringing this back on ourselves because everything starts with ourselves. We know for certain that nobody's behavior, no matter how offensive, distasteful, or vicious, is worth the price of a relapse. It certainly is not worth the price of a relapse. Okay? Why do we have to go automatically to relapse when something comes up? It's not where my mind goes. My mind doesn't think of alcohol. It thinks of, what do I need to do in this situation? I'm going to refer to the I'm having real problems with my headphones, guys. Sorry. I refer back to the serenity prayer, and I utilize it to help me make my decisions. Our own recovery is primary, and while we must be unafraid of walking away from people or situation that cause us discomfort, we must also make a special effort to try and understand other people, especially those who rub us the wrong way. Now, somebody may do something that hurts your feelings. That still does not give us a right to turn around and step on their toes. That is not for us to do. You have to take this as an educational experience, right? I go through this a lot, where I have to educate people on what it is that I do, because they think I'm lazy. Come spend a day with me. Take the phone calls that I take. I'll switch up with you for a day. What we do is not easy. It isn't. But it's my job. It's what I'm supposed to be doing. Can I accept the fact that in my recovery that it is more important to understand than to be understood? Yes. And you probably feel that way. And you do have a right to feel like you might be misunderstood, or that you want to talk to somebody that understands. I'm not really talking about specifics here. We're talking in general. Okay. So if you're going through those, that's something kind of beyond. It's emotional sobriety. And I would highly recommend a therapist for something like that. But are we understanding that it is more important to understand than be understood? Okay. Why? Because once we start to understand, then we come to the understanding that the way that we're going about to be understood is incorrect. It is not the right way to do it. And that's what they're talking about here, is making that switch so that you can talk to people so that they understand you being understood. I hope that makes sense. When I run headlong into someone's unpleasant behavior, may I first try to best understand. Then, if my own sobriety seems threatened, may I have the courage to remove myself from the situation. Today, I'll remember, live and let live. Yes. Okay. Boundaries come with live and let live. All right. Just because you're in drama doesn't mean I need to be in it. Okay. Doesn't mean that I'm going to be a part of it. It's real easy to get wrapped up in that shit, especially when it's somebody that you really care about, like your wife or your significant other. Maybe somebody's giving them a hard time, right? And you want to step in and take care of it. And you can't do that shit. You got to let them take care of it themselves, right? We can't jump in and take care of that. But we can certainly advise on how to take care of something like that, right? I want to read from the big book. We still got about 5 minutes here, so I wanted to read page 62. I'm going to go back a paragraph. Our actor is self-centered, egocentric, as people like to call it nowadays. He is like the retired businessman who lolls in the Florida sunshine in the winter, complaining of the sad state of the nation. The minister who sighs over the sins of the 20th century. Politicians and reformers who are sure all would be utopia if the rest of the world would only behave. The outlaw safecracker who thinks society has wronged him, and the alcoholic who has lost all and is locked up. Whatever our protestations, are not most of us concerned with ourselves, our resentments, and our self-pity. Selfishness, self-centeredness, that we think is the root of our troubles. Driven by 100 forms of fear, self-delusion, self-seeking, and self-pity, we step on the toes of our fellows and they retaliate. So we have 100 forms that we're being driven by. Okay. This is a part where unless you come to the thought that drinking is bad for you and that your life is unmanageable, you will not hit this. You will continue to be driven by it. Okay. And you will live in a world of anger and hate and despair. I know, because I live there. Sometimes they hurt us seemingly without provocation, but we invariably find that at some point in the past, we made decisions based on self, which later place us in a position to be hurt. We did it to ourselves, guys. If you take a good look at it, you can see your actions and see how you set yourself up to be there. Here's the good part. Okay, I know it doesn't seem like the good part, but it is. So our troubles, we think, are basically of our own making. Why is that such a good part, Dion? Because you can do something about that. Yes, good morning, William. Good to see you. William, yeah, how it works. Yep, serenity prayer every morning, every night. They arise out of ourselves, and the alcoholic is an extreme example of self-will run riot, though he usually doesn't think so. That's the denial of the program, right? Or the denial of our disease, not the program. Telling us, no, you're all right. You're all right. You're doing okay. It's them, Dion. You're perfect in every way. Don't you worry. You just go get your next drink. Above everything, we alcoholics must be rid of this selfishness. We must, or it kills us. There is no, and it's even got an exclamation point after it. Okay, that's pretty serious shit. I'm surprised it wasn't italicized. So I'm gonna read it again. We must, or it kills us. Period. There's no middle of the road thing here. I'm sorry. I wish there was. But there's not. It does not exist. I've never seen it, and I doubt I'm going to see it in my lifetime. Many of us have moral and there is often no way of getting rid of self without his aid. Many of us have moral and philosophical convictions galore, but we could not live up to them even though we would have liked to. Neither could we reduce our own self-centeredness much by wishing or trying on our own power. We had to have God's help. And this is how you do it. Right here, this is how you do it. This is the how and why of it. First of all, we had to quit playing God. It didn't work. You're not God. Stop playing God. It's a shitty job and it pays crap. Trust me. Next, we decided that hereafter in this drama of life, God was going to be our director. He is the principal and we are his agents. He is the father, we are his children. However you want to take it, whatever your comfort level is, just do it. Most good ideas are simple. This one is extremely simple and say easy. And this concept was the keystone of the new and triumphant arc through which we pass to freedom. Do you even want to try it? Do you even want to try? Do you have the willingness to try and live a better life without alcohol and drugs? All right, that's going to be it for today. I'll be back for a daily reflection tomorrow. I really liked that video in the beginning. That was fun. We got some great podcasts coming up today. Ryan Morgan's going to be on today from Hard Beauty. I'm really looking forward to speaking with him. And Angelina Johnson from Chainbreakers is going to be on this week. She's going to be on the Friday edition. Really looking forward to hearing her story. So we got some great podcasts coming up this week, guys. Yeah, thank you for everything. I appreciate you guys being a part of this when you can and helping me help other people. I appreciate that. Peace out. I love you all and have a day.